People with good roots might, by chance, discover or come across something. If they have truly good roots, even a small thing can help them. It can really help them to awaken. It can help them turn back. So, everyone should understand there are great disasters in the world today. If you ask where these disasters come from, of course, disasters are the result of all sentient beings accumulating evil karma over countless eons. That accumulation is the cause. But if the cause doesn't meet the right conditions, it won't manifest as this retribution, will it? So, we have to ask, what are those conditions? The reason is television and computers. Bad fate. Just now, a layperson brought a child to see me for a consultation. A child is young. He asked me how he could help his child realize their true nature. That's extremely difficult. You have to understand, kids these days, as long as they know how to turn on the TV, they can do it themselves. They watch TV shows every single day. Even at just 3 years old, they're already being polluted by those programs on TV. Can he really still drive it? These days, in so many families, I often come across parents who are really upset that their kids don't listen to them and students don't listen to their teachers. Why did children used to listen to their parents and students to their teachers, but now they don't? They were all corrupted by TV. The amount of time they spend being influenced by television far exceeds the time they spend being taught by their parents or teachers. And what sort of programs are on TV? Monsters. So we need to identify these factors. Now, in a modern household, is it even possible not to have a TV at home? If you don't have a TV, your child will go to the neighbors to watch. They'll not stay in. Do you think this is trouble? How many people are truly awakened, who have genuinely turned things around, who can really control their own bad habits and tempers? Such people are rare these days. You could say they are people who've come back for another life. They're not ordinary folk. They've truly come to help save the world from disaster. He himself must practice according to the Dharma. They're sure to follow the Infinite Life Sutra. We are not biased towards the Infinite Life Sutra. The theoretical levels in other sutras and treatises are too high. The standards they set are just too demanding. People these days really can't manage it. The Infinite Life Sutra sets the lowest bar for us. There's nothing lower than this. It only asks us to keep the 5 precepts and do the 10 good deeds. That's the absolute minimum. Just honestly recite the Buddha's name. Buddha promises pure land for all. The most important thing is this: give rise to the body-mind and single-mindedly recite Amitabha Buddha. What does it mean to give rise to the body-mind? It means that our thoughts and intentions are in harmony with this sutra. If our mind aligns with the teachings of this sutra, then that is the unsurpassed body-mind. Whatever the Buddha teaches, we do. If he tells us not to do something, we avoid it. This is called practicing according to the teachings, and this is what it means to give rise to the body-mind. Therefore, the Bodhisattva is explained in this sutra in a very specific way, and it is something that all sentient beings and everyone in our time can accept and achieve. Amitabha Buddha provides us with the most favorable conditions. All the Buddhas and Tathagatas of the 10 directions also provide us with these favorable conditions. There isn't a single Buddha who doesn't encourage people to recite the Buddha's name and seek rebirth in the Pure Land. Reciting the Buddha's name and seeking rebirth in the Pure Land, approaching Amitabha Buddha, is the wish of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions. We can see this in this sutra, and it's explained even more clearly in the shorter Amitabha Sutra. This is about wishing all here teaching. Now, the next line. Amitabha Buddha, the Enlightened One. He equally and universally embraces all sentient beings. This includes all heavenly beings and humans. This sentence, in its entirety, truly and perfectly includes all 6 realms of sentient beings. Among the beings in the 6 realms, you must remember this does not include the beings in the formless realm heavens. Why is that? Because in the formless realm heavens, the Buddha does not teach the Dharma. In Buddhism, we often talk about the 3 evil paths and the 8 difficulties. The formless realm heavens are actually the first of the 8 difficulties. Longevity God. In these heavens, there are no Buddhas or Bodhisattvas manifesting or teaching. Even though their lifespans are long, they have no chance to hear the Dharma. When their lifespan ends, they still have to continue revolving in the 6 realms of rebirth. We must know this. So, where do Buddhas and Bodhisattvas manifest and respond from? From the highest heavens down to the Avicii hell, including form realm heavens and desire realm heavens. Within these 6 realms, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are constantly manifesting and responding. Now, these next 2 lines are truly remarkable. It's only after reading these 2 lines that you realize how profound the Pure Land is. The Buddha lands in the 10 directions are less. I vow to be reborn there and practice as a bodhisattva. We have introduced this sutra to fellow practitioners in the title. This sutra teaches us to attain Buddhahood equally. Amitabha Buddha has passed on to us the Dharma of equality, and all of it is about reciting Amitabha Buddha's name to be reborn in the Pure Land. Bodhisattvas recite Amitabha Buddha's name to be reborn in the Pure Land. Ordinary people do the same. Heavenly beings also recite Amitabha Buddha's name to be reborn, and even beings from the good and evil paths recite Amitabha Buddha's name to be reborn. While people's karma habits differ, there is no difference in reciting Amitabha Buddha. So, when you are reborn in the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss, the rewards there are equal for everyone. It's not about your own abilities. You practice as a bodhisattva. In fact, this applies to absolutely everyone, without a single exception. As long as you ascend to the Western paradise, even if you are reborn in the lowest level, you are still a bodhisattva. Even those reborn on the outskirts are bodhisattvas. You practice as a bodhisattva, no exceptions mentioned for those on the outskirts. What kind of bodhisattva do you become? As we continue reciting, it just gets more and more extraordinary. The more you listen, the less it depends on your own strength. Everyone becomes a bodhisattva of equal enlightenment, not just an ordinary bodhisattva. Ordinary bodhisattvas aren't anything special. A bodhisattva of equal enlightenment, with the wisdom of the full moon and the causes and conditions of ordinary beings. What this means is that they never regress. The Buddha tells us in the great sutras that even 7th stage bodhisattvas can still fall back, but from the 8th stage onwards, there's no turning back. Equal enlightenment 8th stage bodhisattva. But we are just ordinary people. Our afflictions and bad habits haven't been cut off yet. As long as your wisdom, your concentration, and the power of your recitation of the Buddha's name are strong enough to subdue your delusions, afflictions, and habits. So how exactly do you subdue them? We've talked about this before. This is what it means to know how to recite the Buddha's name. When your mind starts to stir with afflictions, quickly recite Amitabha Buddha to turn that thought around. This is someone who knows how to recite the Buddha's name and apply effort. When you encounter good people or favorable situations, and your mind starts to feel desire or attachment, recite Amitabha Buddha, but to get rid of that greed, start reciting right away and let go of those afflictions. This is what it means when your practice is effective. Your afflictions don't even have a chance to arise. When you come across unpleasant people or difficult situations and feelings of hatred start to surface, quickly recite Amitabha Buddha to settle it down. Whether your recitation practice is effective or not really shows at times like this. If your delusions and bad habits are really strong and even reciting the Buddha's name can't suppress them, recite louder. You absolutely have to keep it under control. All day long, from the first thought to the last. What are you supposed to be doing? Just this one thing. Constantly keep your afflictions and bad habits in check. Whenever your mind starts to wander, quickly recite the Buddha's name to suppress it. Recite Buddha's name. This means your practice is effective. At all times, in all places, and in all circumstances, you always keep your mind pure and even-tempered. Our pure and even mind gives rise to wisdom. When wisdom arises, you'll see through the world, you'll clearly understand all the various causes and effects of karma in this world, and you'll be free from the 4 types of attachments. You'll be clear and aware of all of it. This understanding is what we call a seeing through. Then your mind definitely won't be tainted by it. You'll go along with conditions without clinging to them. Your practice becomes effective. Effective practice lets you pass beyond birth and death, exit the 3 realms, gain confidence in Pure Land rebirth. In this particular way, you will not lose the truly wonderful opportunity to become an Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva in this very life. Becoming an irreversible Bodhisattva is no simple matter. The Buddha says in the great sutras that, usually, to practice this method, you first have to cut off the delusions of views and thoughts. When we hear this, it just sounds way too difficult. For us, it almost seems impossible. So, what level is it, really, when you finally cut off the delusions of views and thoughts? This sutra actually belongs to the perfect teaching of the Mahayana. The afflictions of views and thoughts mentioned in the Avatamsaka Sutra of the Mahayana perfect teaching have all been completely eliminated. So, out of the 51 stages of a bodhisattva, which year level are you at? When you've completely eliminated the delusions as numerous as dust and sand, then you're a 10th level bodhisattva. And then, when you break through one layer of ignorance and realize a portion of the Dharma body, that's when you become an 11th level bodhisattva. That's pretty good. At the stage of the first dwelling, a bodhisattva can truly be called a great master of aspiration. Starting from the first dwelling, we know there are 30 positions covering the stages of dwelling, practice, and dedication. Then, from the first ground to the 10th ground, there are another 17 positions. Altogether, including the earlier stages of faith, that's 47 positions in total. Wow! At the 48th level, an Avivadika Bodhisattva never regresses. The Avatamsaka Sutra explains to us that, as it is said, according to Buddhist teachings, after attaining the first dwelling stage, to progress to the Avivadika stage, it takes 2 eons of the 2 vehicles. Yes, 2 eons of the 2 vehicles. The first eon is spent perfecting the 3 stages of practice. Second eon spans 7 positions from 1st to 7th ground. Third eon covers 8th, 9th, and 10th grounds. Only then you realize how hard it is. Attaining the Avivadika stage is no easy feat. But when it comes to being truly devoted in awakening faith, this awakening is about something that's hard to believe but easy to practice. Hard to believe. If you can truly believe, without any doubt, it's actually quite easy to achieve. But you must uphold, recite, and practice according to the teachings. Only then can you succeed. If you go against the practice of mindfulness of the Buddha, if your mind and your actions go against the teachings, then you can't rely on it. Your rebirth in this lifetime can't be guaranteed. When you recite the Buddha's name, your thoughts and actions all align with the teachings. In other words, whatever I say or do, if the scriptures teach us to do it, we do it. If they tell us not to, we absolutely don't. That's when you can be confident. So I advise you all that this opportunity is too rare. You can become an Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva in your lifetime. As the great masters of the past have said, in a single thought you can surpass 3 great Asamkhya kalpas. If you're talking about a fast path, which Dharma door could possibly compare to this one? Not even Chen Buddhism can match it. And neither can esoteric Buddhism. How can Zen and esoteric Buddhism achieve the status of Avyak in one lifetime? In Chen Buddhism, even if you realize your true nature and become a Buddha, that's still only the position of a first stage Bodhisattva, as it is often explained. We need to be clear and understand this. Now, there are some people who just can't accept it, for some reason, when it comes to the Western Pure Land. This is what Sakyamuni Buddha would often use to gently comfort old ladies and ignorant people. He is smart. They reckon they understand exactly what Shakyamuni Buddha meant. They'll say, the earth is round, so where exactly is the west? We get on a plane, fly west, and after a few hours, we are back where we started. So where exactly is the west, then? There are all sorts of strange and bizarre questions like this. Only honest people got saved. Only honest people truly benefit. If the Buddha says the West, then we just visualize and practice in that direction. These days, when the Buddha teaches and transforms sentient beings, including the Pure Land method, every teaching is a skillful means. But this particular method, in particular, receives special care and attention from all Buddhas and Tathagatas. At the end of your life, you absolutely must not doubt where the West is. Once you have doubts, even if you are reborn, you will fall into the heaven of hell. You must absolutely not doubt where the West is. It doesn't matter. Amitabha Buddha will come to guide you, so why worry about which direction it is? It's like when we go somewhere new and someone picks us up. We never ask which road. You just go. So, with this method, at the end of your life, Amitabha will come to guide you. So you don't need to worry about the direction, just follow Amitabha Buddha and you'll get there in no time. Why Buddha mentioned the West? It's because our minds, as ordinary people, always need to focus on a direction to have a goal to hold on to. Otherwise, we feel lost and unsupported. It all seems too vague and empty. That's why the Buddha pointed out this direction. The ancient masters also said that this West isn't the west of our planet, but the west of our Saha world. This explanation is acceptable. When we talk about the west of the Saho world, remember that the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha have lasted for 12,000 years, and during that time, the Great World itself is also moving and rotating. However, the angle of this rotation is very slight. Direction hasn't changed. Not talk grand things, Milky Way for example. The western side of the Milky Way, if you look at it from 3,000 years ago to today, it's still in the same direction, not much has changed. It's only shifted by a degree or two. We are talking about west of Saho world, not west of Earth. So we really, truly shouldn't have doubts. Doubting is just a clear sign that our own karmic habits, those patterns from the past, are deeply and firmly embedded. We really should treasure this opportunity. Deeply believe that Buddha never forgets his words. If we follow the Buddha's words, we will, without a doubt, definitely benefit. Let's look at the scripture. The last line on page 13. I sincerely and wholeheartedly vow to save countless sentient beings from all Buddha lands throughout the vast realms, even if it means that I must ultimately become a Buddha myself. That's line. We absolutely must not, under any circumstances, take this lightly. When I first read this line in the scripture, I was really, absolutely so surprised. It was a huge shock to me. It said Buddha. The first Buddhist text I read was the Platform Sutra of the Sixth Patriarch. Honestly, I was genuinely impressed by the Sixth Patriarch. He truly was, undoubtedly, extraordinary. When he went to Huang Mai to pay respects to the fifth patriarch asked him, "Why have you come here? I will become a Buddha." That answer honestly really startled me. Just think about it. When most people come to a temple, they come to worship the Buddha. What are you here for? I'm here to pray for a promotion, pray for wealth, pray safety, avoid harm. I have never heard of anyone saying that he wants to become a Buddha. You've never heard of it, have you? Never seen it, never heard of it, right? The sixth patriarch, different, sought Buddhahood. How could we not be surprised by that? At this part, the sixth patriarch fell short. He wanted to become a Buddha, but didn't say he'd surpass all the Buddhas. He wanted to become a Buddha and even surpass all the Buddhas. People can't be without aspirations. If you have a wish, it will come true. So the sixth patriarch wanted to become a Buddha, and his wish was truly fulfilled. He became a Buddha. Fazang wanted to become a Buddha and surpass all the Buddhas, and his wish was also fulfilled. He really did surpass them.